Good afternoon, campers.
Hey, hi.
Good late afternoon. We're here on the shores of Lac Aux Sables, or as our friends there on the chainsaws call it, Sable Lake. And we're behind the gun a little bit, under the gun, as they say, behind the 8-ball. It's after 3 p.m. and we're just on the shore, and we've got about 12 kilometers with a couple of portages and a little bit of wading, it seems, and a touch of a headwind to paddle against. But we've got our strength.
Yeah, and some beautiful sunshine. We got some sunshine today, so.
Beautiful. So we've got some paddling ahead, and we'll catch up when we are a little bit closer to our destination for the day. So Cher and I are back out on the water after a very long time, maybe the longest time in the last few years. We just kind of realized the last time we were out for a canoe trip was mid-May, on the Ranger Lake Loop. So we're experiencing paddling shoulders already. We're in maybe 2 kilometers up this lake, and we're both, it's not hurting or tired, but we're just like, oh yeah, there's muscles that you don't use doing much else other than paddling. So we just can't believe how nice it is to be back out on a beautiful, tranquil lake in northern Ontario. Again, it's just magical. And this is our annual end of September canoe trip that is always spectacular, and I'm sure this will be no different. Shallow here, babe.
And Beaver Dam.
What was that, Cher? Fun. Good times. So we are stuck at a beaver dam, very fresh beaver dam. And we had to pull over. We would have been able to show you the whole escapade if we had a GoPro. Oh wait, we do, but for some reason it's not working right now. But yeah, these are the things that make it super interesting, canoe tripping. So Cher is going to climb into the canoe over all of our stuff. And I'm going to hold her with my right hand. Look at the dexterity and agility she has as a bushwoman. Nicely done, babe. So now we've got to get me in here without getting wet. Well, we're already wet, but without getting too much more wet. But the good thing about this is it's going to make everything upstream of this quite a bit deeper. So there we go. Okay, we're wading again. And this time it's a little deeper there. Sometimes canoe tripping is just like hiking, only you're in the water and you're pushing a canoe. We have found the portage. I say found the portage. It's very, very obvious. We weren't expecting signage and all that stuff, but this is good. This is our first portage of the day at the end of our travel up the Aux Sables River. Yeehaw! 300 meters. We'll see you in a bit.
We just saw a huge heron. He was beautiful. Didn't catch him on camera though. Heading up into Little Trout Lake. Okay guys, so we ran into a huge boulder garden. We can't really paddle up. It looks like there's another logging road bridge up there. So Jay's just scouting to see how to get the canoe up the easiest way. And the sun is still pretty high, but it's probably gonna set in a few hours. This is where we came from. What a great spot.
Just scouting. Seems to be a little scramble back to another portage trail here to get to what looks like a logging road, just for us to make our way into, well, this looks like a brand new logging road, to make our way into Little Trout Lake. Check this out, logging road. Jeepers, is it ever? Okay, so we've got to figure out how the heck to get around all this jazz.
Okay, so we're just at the top of Little Trout Lake here. Huge boulder impasse. But we do see some flagging tape here and over here. So we believe this is the portage around on the right hand side. So we'll see you on the other side.
All right, so we've made it to Big Trout, which was our Big Trout Lake, that is, which was our goal for the day. And aside from just a little detour when that blue heron that Cher told you about, when he caught our eye while sitting at this sort of inflow of a rocky little creek, and we thought that that was the outflow of big trout, and it flew into sort of what looked just like a little shallow inlet that ended. So that put us on about a half-hour goose chase down this huge logging road that you'll see me find, or you will have already. But now we found out that the heron was actually showing us, hey, don't go here, go this way. But now here we are on Big Trout Lake, looking for a campsite. There are a couple marked, so we're hoping we can find one in not too long and make our home. And the sun is just setting. You can see, you may not be able to see now, you can see on my face that the golden hour is upon us. And yeah, life is good. We have found home for the evening. It's this little sort of peninsula site just off of the portage entrance into the lake. That's going to be the tent pad. It's not perfect, but again, it will do. That was a decently smooth run. How are you feeling about the site there, Cher?
It's okay. It's a bit rough, but it'll be fine for the night.
Well,
The sunrise in the morning.
I think you're right. Yeah, sun just set that way, so we're going to see the sunrise that way in the morning. So we're here on Big Trout Lake. We scrambled in quickly just after the sun went down. So we got the tent set up. I say we, Cher got the tent set up and all our bedding ready to go. So we've got a nice cozy place to sleep when the time comes, which is hopefully not very long. I cut up a bunch of firewood, brought the canoe up, got some water going. We got a fire going. Cher got the meal prepped. We have some risotto rehydrating on the fire now. And the stars are coming out, and it's a beautiful, beautiful night so far. Actually, well, you can't see, but we can. I think that might be a planet. There's just a little red dot that's been rising slowly in the sky over there. And so yeah, I think that bodes well for a beautiful night for us. But we're gonna get this meal cooked so we can get food in our belly and get some more water into our systems. And I think we're going to be pretty soon to bed as well after that. But I hope you're having a good night. We are having a wonderful day so far. Good morning, campers. So, morning of day 2 here on Big Trout Lake. Cher is just getting our second coffee of the morning, how decadent, ready for us to go. We just had some bacon and eggs. I'm going to give you a tour of the campsite. We've had such a gorgeous morning, and the mist has sort of burned off. The mist has burned off the lake. The sun kind of remains poking through, but we feel like we're going to be bidding it adieu for the rest of our trip right now. So we're trying to soak in as much as we can of it. But look at this gorgeous vista across there. You can see a beautiful rock face, and we're headed this way. This is where our tent pad was. It's not the perfect tent pad, but it actually was really, really soft because of this, all the blueberry bushes underneath. Hate to be scrunching blueberry bushes, but I'm pretty sure this is the only viable tent pad in the whole place. So we've got our fly off right now, but you can see out that way here toward where we're headed tomorrow. There's our tent with our wet boots and socks that we're about to put on. But this is our red maple here, the one of like 5 trees turning leaves right now. Otherwise we're pretty much still green. We've got pretty rough in terms of water access. It's all sort of rough rock, and you got to kind of scramble down just due to the sheer face here. Here is our fly, because it was so wet on the inside and outside, because inside because of our breath and the fact that it got right close to freezing last night, and outside because of the dew. And here's the fire pit. There's Cher, and we've got in back there, we've kind of made a makeshift privy. There are no thunder boxes on this loop. We've got this cute little red maple that is allowing us to filter our water from it.
It's a pine.
Sorry, red pine. It must be Monday. It's not. It's actually Saturday. Anyway, this beautiful red pine. And then if you go this way, well, you can see it's marked as a campsite, and that sign is brand new. And then if you continue along here, you can see the rest of the site is kind of just a rock face. And there's nothing much back here except a nice beautiful underbrushy spot. Oh, pileated woodpecker just flew by. And then here, this red pine would have been very helpful for us, but this red pine held our food bag overnight over this cliff here so that nobody could get at it if they wanted to. And this is kind of where we pulled in Old Swifty, but we're not quite sure that that's the best spot. But really, if you think about it, there's not really another spot here. It's all jagged rock. So yeah, not great for water access, but otherwise that's the site. Long and narrow. And Cher and I are both fighting through sniffles and coughs and all the fun stuff. But we're out in the forest, so we're happy to do it. Rather be doing this than at home in bed, that's for sure.
Hey everybody. So day 2, we're on the lake, heading out of Big Trout Lake, and we still could not ask for a more perfect day. Some beautiful beach spots up ahead. Lots of loons in this lake. The weather's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So off we go.
So we're getting into the end of Big Trout Lake, and we've got to find the way out. It's tough to say on the map. It should go straight, but maybe this little loop around takes us to where we got to go. We're in a pretty shallow spot. It's like we're more pushing than we are paddling. So we'll just follow this until we can't anymore, and I'm sure the river will take us through, or we portage, or we get out and wade, or we just live here. Almost there. Just about there. So close. Okay. Made over that little dam. Another spot that's going to be really shallow. I don't know about this one. Maybe let's try, but
Bit of a slog here.
So we're about an hour in, and our first portage of the day. First of, we think, quite a few. There's quite a bit of muck here. It's been pretty slow going for the last few hundred meters because we're going through basically marsh with a little trickle of a stream running through, but it's really, really pretty in here. And it's quite sandy bottom, so it's not super mucky in most spots except for a few choice ones. But yeah, first portage of the day. Sherry's packed up like a pack mule, and I'm gonna put the canoe on and we're gonna go. There's that first portage. Pretty little trail. I feel like it's going to be short until we're back into the creek, and then through some more mud. Oops. Kind of comes out and then it goes back in. There's a little bit of flag tape there. This is a little skinny for a 16-foot canoe. As always, we're single carrying because our packs aren't too heavy. It's only a 3-night, 4-day trip, so we packed pretty well. So as usual, we're single carrying. It's a bit more effort, but as long as we go relatively easy and don't try to run through it, we can manage pretty well. Saves quite a bit of time and effort. share. So we've found there's several spots along the way where it meets back up with the creek, but the trail kind of keeps going. So we figured we'd stay on, and then we come out to here, find the water, and then across you can see a little yellow sign. Another portage there. I feel like we could bushwhack through this jazz to get there and just find the portage again, but we might as well paddle to it. It's just across, but save a little bit of effort. That's a marsh. So there's a portage on the left. So we've got. Oh, is he coming through me? Did he hit my foot down?
Oh.
Easy, buddy.
Okay, so this is the end of the portage, and we don't see any real easy spot to put the canoe in, so Jay's gonna do his best to find the best spot for us. What a gorgeous day though that we've got. Amazing.
We're here on the last little pond before Long Lake, and we're right on time to what we had planned out from yesterday. I figured we'd be about 2 hours in by the time we hit Long Lake, and we've got a short portage here, and it should be right around 2 hours in. Now, we did get a bit of a late start, so we are a little bit behind in terms of time of day, but we're on schedule and in good spirits. You sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the weather's beautiful.
So far so good. It's overcast, but little sunny breaks here and there, and it's not really windy. I've only heard like one mosquito. I mean, we're at the end of September, so definitely outside of mosquito season for sure, but we're doing well. Wish us luck, friends. So we were wrong. There was one more little portage that, I'll show you. That little portage ended right here, and because there was just a little rock dam, and we put in and paddled about 35 meters to this portage sign right here. This is going to be the last one, just up over this hill and into Long Lake, and then we're all ready to go. As you can see, one of the nicest things about it is this little creek coming in, and I bet you it's a lot nicer with higher water. A lot of this trail is probably a lot nicer with higher water. There seems to be really low water right now. Makes everything a bit mucky and shallow and scrapey. But we're still having fun. Yeah, it's going to be just left around this point, baby. And yeah, about a half hour or so.
So we're coming through and noticing some taller pines, which is lovely to see, some old growth pines. They're beautiful.
Look at the red pine. It grew sideways. Getting more sunshine. Anyway, we're here at the end of Long Lake and heading into the portage into Bumage Lake. Shouldn't be more than 120 meters is what it's marked as. So let's hope it's a nice easy one and some more paddling.
This is definitely a trickier trip in low water. Interesting. We'll follow that canoe.
So this was a bit of a slog. You'll see, oops, this was a bit of a slog. You'll see way down there where we came out, and but there's no way to put in here. It's just mud, and you go up to your neck there. So you've got to go through this thicket of brush and stuff, and up where you don't fall through. Here, Cher's just finishing it off right now. Come to where this flagging tape is, and gets you back into a semblance of a put in here. And this is the last little pond before a 1,200 meter portage. Actually, I can see the sign way down there. You just saw my finger really well because my camera focused on that, but we just have till there, and then a 1,200 meter portage, and we're on Bark Lake, friends. What'd you think of that one, Cher?
Wow, interesting.
It was interesting. That first bit, I was like, if there were a sign to start this, I would think this is not a portage because it was overgrown, eh?
Must be low water.
Yeah. So, and then, we got here to that part, and then a little bit of a slog through, but not too bad. We made her. So we are here at the final portage of the day for us, which is a 1,200 meter bruising portage. We're not actually sure what it looks like in terms of terrain, but it doesn't look like it's straight uphill the whole way, so that's good news. But we know it is a bit lengthy, but then from there to get to the camping area that we're hoping to get away from the outpost lodges and stuff is probably a 2-hour paddle north for us. So we've got this, I'm going to estimate at 20 minutes, because we're single carrying this too, but we might have to rest, and by we, I mean the royal we might have to rest a little bit. But yeah, so we're basically at the last portage of the day, and from here it's just paddling into the sunset, ladies and gentlemen. How do you feel, Cher?
Good. I'm looking forward to fire, campfire, some food.
Me too. Should be in about 2.5 hours. We should be hunkering down for that, which is good. Okay, gang, wish us luck.
Okay, so I just scared a little red squirrel into the bush, and then we came across huge pile of bear scat, pretty fresh. So I'm glad I have my bear bell on my pack, but we're gonna try and be as noisy as we can, I think, through here, just so we don't come up on anybody unknowingly. Yeah, it's pretty dense in here. It's huge. You can probably hear my bear bell on my pack. Better safe than sorry.
So this is the view. This is the view of an old growth forest from a guy with a canoe on his head. I know that these trees are going to be breathtaking and beautiful, but the bummer is I'm not able to see the darn things. So hopefully Cher's getting a good view, maybe even some video. Because, yeah, this is all I see going through the bush. That's the bummer about single carries, is that you're missing out on all the gorgeous vistas around you. But you save time. It's a good workout if that's what you're looking for. You masochist.
So The trails have been a mixture of portage signs, and we believe these are like snowmobile trail markers. It's very interesting. And lots of rocks in here.
No rest stop. Good. That was every centimeter of 1,200 meters, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it looks beautiful here.
Yeah. Bark Lake.
We made it.
Que sean bienvenidos ustedes a Bark Lake. So we are on Bark Lake. We're headed north. We're on our, what we think is about a 12-kilometer paddle down Bark Lake up to the very north end. Here we're planning to camp tonight. And we have a very nice slight tailwind, which is helping us along. So when we're paddling reasonably well, we usually do about 6 kilometers an hour or so. So we think we're about 2 hours paddle over. Maybe a little bit closer with this tailwind. Not closer, but less time. And we're paddling this stretch here, about 12K, and we're going to be paddling the opposite direction coming back tomorrow. And it seemed like when we left, the weather forecast was quite certain that we were going to get a decent amount of rain tomorrow, about 5 millimeters tomorrow, with some dark clouds, but it doesn't look like storms. It didn't look like high winds. So we brought some rain gear with us, and hopefully we can muscle through it coming back here, getting a little bit wet tomorrow. We just passed one of the, what we think is maybe the Glassy Bay Outfitters outpost cabin, one of them. They're based out of Elliott Lake, and they fly in here. The one thing that we found that was a little bit difficult, confusing maybe, even though everything is pretty well signed, there are spots where there's no sign or flag, but has this little circle with an arrow in it. It's a yellow circle with an arrow in it. And Cher and I are kind of convinced it's snow machine trails that really are just used in winter, because when you take those trails, they take you to the destination, but it's a bit of a rougher trail because I think it's more used in winter. So even though it's a lot better signed than it used to be, you can still definitely get confused and turned around and take a few extra steps on some rocky terrain, which we certainly did. But we are having an absolutely blessed day today. Looking forward to making camp.
So we stopped at this beach campsite to check it out and reorient ourselves with the map. It's a bit windy, so we're gonna keep going around this one point up here in front of us and look for a second campsite that's supposed to be on this inland section. But it feels like there's rain coming in, so we're just heading out around this point, and hopefully we find that campsite soon.
Okay, update. So we made our way all the way up to the northwest end of Bark Lake, and the wind that we had that you saw up at each site kind of died down for a little bit, but then it picked back up again, and we said to each other, like, I bet you there's going to be rain in an hour. And literally, so we just scrambled. We found a site on a cute little island. It's not the perfect site, but it totally works for us. But we scrambled for an hour to get tent up, got our tarp up. It was really, really windy, so when you have a lot of wind, you want to make sure you angle your tarp and have it secure in a bunch of different places. So that took us a while, got water going. I split a bunch of wood, or cut up a bunch of wood for no real reason, because now it's pouring rain on our fire pit. But Cher got all the other stuff ready to go. Cut up some food. Now we're just enjoying a little bit of charcuterie on the paddle. And Cher, who whipped up such a beautiful meal. And yeah, so we're just here relaxing. We're hoping that the rain doesn't pick up at all and maybe even dissipates, so that we might be able to have a fire. But otherwise, we're just chilling under our little tarp next to our cute little tent and our camp chairs. So comfortably staying warm. So we're cooking up some chili, and the rain is still happening, but it's slowed a fair bit. We've got some lemon ginger tea that we just brewed. Cheers, Dolly. Lemon ginger tea.
Warms up.
It does indeed. So we've got a nice little rig here holding all the rain away from us. I think we're going to be as dry as we could possibly be as far as our stuff and our persons go. And hopefully the rain lets up at some point. Otherwise, we're just doing everything under these. We have a 13 by 9 tent, I think it is, or a tarp. And we're doing everything within these 13 by 9 feet. So either way, we're going to have a good time. We don't care what anybody says. So we finished rehydrating, reconstituting our veggie chili, vegan chili even. Cher's going to give the first little taste test. It's something warm, which is nice, because we are freezing right now. We're soaked to the bone. Perfect? Mm-hmm. Nice. That's so good.
It's nice.
Yeah, well, this is the only fire we've got going. It's tough to get warm on a soaking wet day after lots of work. We're going to dig into this meal, and then since it doesn't seem like the rain is going to stop, we might just head into the tent and chillax, tell fish stories, and talk about stocks and bonds. You know, couple stuff. Howdy, friends. So it is, I think, shortly after 7:30, maybe almost 8. And the rain is persisting outdoors. So we've been rode hard and put away wet today. But I don't feel like we want to do much else. We're just going to fade softly into sleep. How did you think the day went today, babe?
The day went good. Interesting route, this route. And the portages were like a lot of rocks at the ends of the put-ins.
Good one.
But the weather was awesome, and there was hardly any wind till right near the end. So yeah, it was a good day.
It was good, yeah. You brought up such a good point about the put-ins and the takeouts of the portages. I think one of the main reasons is because the water is like exceptionally low. Maybe it's the time of year, maybe it's the year itself, or a combination. But yeah, it's sharp rocks everywhere when you try to take out or put in. So it's like trying not to damage old Swifty is a tough one. And you had also brought up that we traveled all day, and we even got to set up in the dry. And then as soon as we set up, it was rain started coming. So I think we can count ourselves super lucky. And we had another great day, a long one. I'm feeling different aching bones and muscles in my body. How about you? Do you have any new aches and creaks? No, all the same
No,
ones.
not too bad. The lakes were beautiful.
Yeah, hopefully that, I mean, it's not going to translate 100%. That's why you have to actually get out and do this stuff. But hopefully you get a little bit of an appreciation for how gorgeous this area is. So we've got another day tomorrow. Hopefully it's dry. Night, night, friends.
Night.